I am not teaching, I am publicly learning. But hi and welcome to Learning for the Life in UK Test part 170? 16. 116. We are talking about the sections The Right to Vote, part 2. Is that while doing standing yoga, did you participate in the standing yoga? Please let you ask. So we were just trying to understand what we mean with that sentence. There was a permanent shift of political power from the countryside to the towns, but voting was still based on ownership of property. This meant that members of the working class were still unable to vote. Now, that last part is easy to understand, at least what I mean. So people of the working class did not often vote. We even express it exclusively, were still unable to vote. So no one of the working class was able to vote, the way they express it. My theory, based on what is written here, the people has moved from the countries to the towns, that also, but the wealth increased in the towns and cities, not on the land. And it was based on property, who could vote, and because people got only richer in the towns and cities, only the people in the towns could vote, and if they were voting, they did not know so much about how the life in the countryside is, and that could lead to some problems. But we are just reading on and not widely speculating. A movement began to demand the vote for the working classes and other people without property. So a movement. We already had a movement. There was a little movement by the first anti-slavery groups of the Quakers at the end of the 18th century, who were against slave trading. And we had then people like William Wilberforce, who helped to turn the public opinion against the slave trade. That was in 1870 the slave trade abolished, and then also in 1833 the whole slave trade. How was it? We don't have something which tells us what happened between 1807 and 1833, which changed from not enslaving more people into slavery to releasing them finally. So a movement began to demand the vote also for the working class and also other people who did not have property. Campaigners, called the Chartists, presented petitions to Parliament. So there were people who were campaigning, so we were saying we want votes for working class and also for people who don't have much property. They were called Chartists. They presented petitions to the Parliament. Now we don't have oftentimes much information to it, so I just would say we just say who wants to have a vote for the working class, and then the people in the House of Parliament, in the House of Lords and the House of Commons, the knights and the wealthy and rich people for towns and cities, and the nobility, the bishops and the great landowners then voted. Do we want to give the people with less property, little property, or the people of the working class right to vote? At first they seemed to be unsuccessful, so these petitions seemed to be allowed, but most people seem to say no. But in 1867, we were making a jump of over 30 years. The Reform Act of 1802 had increased the number of people who had the right to vote. There were no longer old pockets and rotten boroughs. And also more seats were given to towns and cities in the Parliament. What do they mean? They are not just knights and wealthy people of towns and cities in the House of Commons, but they have seats. There are so much knights and so much wealthy people. This is wild speculating, and we don't really want to do that, especially not if we have a book with education in our hand. At first they seemed to be unsuccessful, but in 1867 there was another Reform Act. This created many more urban seats by changing the word. Urban basically means city. So more people. This created many more urban seats in Parliament and reduced the amount of property that people needed to have before they could vote. So this means the same. People did not have to have so much property to vote, and also more seats were received for reserved for Parliament. And it's the best preserved, not the best revisited. That word doesn't even exist. Let's do now standing yoga. I need to raise my voice. We're going to do held standing yoga, and then we're going to maybe come back to whatever it is we're right about. We're having the feet standing completely together. We're breathing in and lifting the arms up. And we're breathing out. And breathing in. And breathing in. And out. And now breathe in. And breathe out and bring the arms down and out the chest to the sky. And breathe in, the arms again up. And breathe out, again up the chest to the sky. And breathe in. And out for the final time. And breathe in. The arms up, close the hands. And out, we're leaning now back with closed hands. Breathe again in into the middle. And breathe out and lean again back. Breathe in into the middle. And out, the arms are coming down. Now triangle. These foot are pointing in these directions, these into them, and we're having actually a line between the heels. And we're breathing in and lifting the arms up. And we're breathing out and we're just shifting over to one side of the upper part of the body only. And or when we're taking a hold into the leg, we're looking up to the right. And breathe in. And out, back into the middle. Now switch the positions of the feet. Survey to them, bring them the toes. We're breathing in and lifting the arms. I have the arms up. And we're breathing out and we're shifting again over. And we're going down. Take a hold onto the leg, looking up to the right. And breathe in. And out. And out. First standing cat and cow. We're having an inch space between our feet. We're going onto our knees with our hands. We're breathing in. And we're breathing out. We're making a hill with our back, and that is the cat. Breathe in into the middle. And breathe out. We're making a valley with the back, that's the cow. Breathe in again into the middle. And out, making a hill with the back. And breathe in into the middle. And out. Again a valley with the back. And breathe in into the middle. And out again a hill with the back. And for the last time, breathe in into the middle. And out the cow. Breathe in into the middle. And out we're coming up with a round back and bringing it to the top with backwards shoulder. And now, a chair. Have again an inch space between the toes of the feet. We're breathing in and lifting the hands up. And out. And breathe in and come up onto tiptoes. And we're going to stay the whole exercise on tiptoes. If you like, you can make a break. We're breathing in. And out we're coming slowly down into the chair. And breathe again in and we're coming up. And out again down. And again in. And out. last time, breathing in, coming up. And out. And breathing in, coming up. Breathing out, my hands down. Let's make this. Now the sun god, my legs are standing wide apart. I'm breathing in and lifting the arms up. And we're breathing out, we're sinking down into the sun god. Breathe in and pretend to lift a heavy weight up. And again out. In and pretend again to lift a heavy weight up. And out, we're sinking down. Now go one foot onto the toe. Bring it down again. The upper one onto the toe. Down again. And up both. And we're breathing in, we're lifting again a heavy weight up. And out. And in. And out. Now ending, we're breathing in, coming up. Now let's do the stalk. Let's look if it works. Then we go to standing leg, and we bring the other leg into the air, right angle, even like it, and we're taking the outside of the knee, turning over and we're looking back to the tail. Now, if you like, you can take the outside of the foot, stretch it out and look back. Try to again. And look back to the eye. Down again. Let's try to the other side. And go standing leg. Lifting the leg up into right angle, even like it. Taking the leg, knee at the outside. Turning back and looking to the hand behind us. Now, if you like to, you can try to be ambitious stalk. Take the foot at the outside, stretch the leg, and you look back to the outstretched arm. And we come slowly down. And now, we're having again the feet staying together, breathing in, lifting the arms up. And we're breathing out, foot down, diving to us. And breathe in and come up into monkey half lift. And breathe out again down. Breathe in again into monkey half lift. And out again down. Breathe in and open the right arm to the sky and breathe out and look over the right shoulder. And breathe in, take the arm again back. And now breathe in and open the other arm to the sky and breathe out and look over the left shoulder. Then take the arm again in. And breathe in, come again into monkey half lift. And out again down. And breathe in last time into monkey half lift. And out again down. Now breathe in the up diving swan. And breathe out. And we're done with the standing yoga. Just 45 seconds left. I thank you very much and until the next time.